Are you trying to sell to large accounts? Have you always been selling to smaller, medium-sized accounts and you're looking to take your selling skills to the next level and try to work with Fortune 500 large accounts like P&G, Unilever, Nike, whichever forth? If you are, this video is for you.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
What is up, everyone? Good day to you. Welcome to Flow Education's Selling with Song. And in today's topic, we are covering how do you move from selling to small and medium accounts to selling to large accounts, global Fortune 500 company accounts.
Hey, that's pretty good.
If you're someone that has been pretty good or kind of getting bored, or you want bigger commissions, rather than selling to smaller and medium accounts, to really going for the big wins, the ones that maybe you can shout your name across LinkedIn, you can shout your name across your company. Okay, we are covering some of the basic steps as to how you can start that transition quickly. Okay, so this topic is quite big. Okay, I as a sales trainer, as an educator myself, I could easily cover this in a 1-2 day workshop. Okay, and if some of you like long form content, feel free to comment in the section below, just so that I know, okay, there's a demand for 2-hour long content. I'll be happy to make it for you. It's literally what I do for a living. But for the purpose of today, we're covering this in 10 minutes or less. Okay, well, actually going to be 10-11 minutes.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay, so let me give you some context on why this topic came about. So very recently, I've got a group of relatively new new and experienced salespeople who have been selling to smaller and medium accounts, and they want to start selling to large accounts. And then there was a gap, right? They're very used to already selling to more straightforward, more simple, smaller size accounts. And of course, the difference is that there are many. The main ones are that smaller accounts, you tend to have lesser decision makers that you have to deal with. Sometimes you already deal with the decision maker, right? So that allows you to use qualification criteria like BENT, MEDIC, MEDPIC, okay, GP, CTBA, okay, and which I'm going to cover in subsequent topics fairly easily. But you can directly ask the decision maker on what is it they want, what they're looking for, budget, authority, needs, timeline, okay, so on and so forth. But in a large account setting, there are a lot of things to figure out, right? You need to know who are the decision makers, who's relevant, how relevant are they, and when will they be relevant. So there's a lot to cover in this topic. And for them, I realized that they don't even know how to start. And even if they know how to start, the whole pressure of having to learn to sell to bigger accounts is giving them it's slowing down their learning a lot. So, this is exactly why this topic is going to be very simple. We're just covering 3 tips on how you can actually start. Okay, so as with all of my recent topics, if you're finding value in what we're sharing so far, like, share, and I really appreciate if you can subscribe, and I'll continue to provide valuable insights for selling, B2B selling for you. Okay, so let's quickly dive into how we can start moving into selling into large accounts. Okay, the tip one, if you are already used to selling to small, medium accounts and you want to find one of the quickest ways to start learning to sell to larger accounts in your company. Okay, you have to shadow people. Okay, shadow people who have done it before. So personally for me, I was selling to I'm in sunny Singapore. I was selling to small, medium-sized enterprises, SMEs in Singapore. Some were listed on the smaller exchange. We call it the penny stock exchange site. Most were private. And when I had to sell to the Unilever, P&G, Visa, the global movers and shakers of the world, I was a bit afraid, right? The meetings were usually larger. The questions were more poignant, were very direct. Decision makers were very different. So one of the fastest ways I got started was I shadowed some of the best sales directors. So think about this, right? Find who are the ones who have been dealing with all these large Fortune 500 companies, make friends with them, ask for a favor, right? Either sit into their calls or join them for physical meetings, okay? Because there is nothing like modeling, right? You model the knowledge, the process, and the relationship building skills that these people have done it before through osmosis, okay, learning, seeing, observing, okay, and then reflecting. Okay, you can help to really enhance that selling cycle for you. Okay, that's tip number one. Number two, you have to prepare extensively before meetings. So for smaller to medium-sized companies, after a while, right, when you are already cognizant of and well-versed in the product features, knowledge, and what your services can do, there's a tendency for us not to prepare for meetings, right? I've been there, I've done that before. We walk in, we see what happens, right? We see what happens. But if you want to target large accounts, you cannot let that happen because the whole game is different. The knowledge, the requirements that these large accounts actually need from you is on a different scale. So you don't want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't want to come across like someone that is a waste of their time. Okay, it's very difficult. It's already hard enough to find time to meet small and medium-sized prospects and clients, let alone large accounts. Okay, time is precious. So if they want to meet you, there is something that they want. Okay, so you have to try to clarify, try to find out what are some things that they've been working on, Google, internet, search, social media, campaigns that they've been running, potential KPIs, initiatives, be it locally or in the region that they're trying to roll out. It'll be even better if you can find out who exactly you're meeting and the roles, responsibilities that this person is on. LinkedIn is free. Just go in, find them on LinkedIn. Hopefully they are active. If they're not, don't worry, you can always look for someone in the same department on LinkedIn who is active as well. Chances are, you're going to be able to find out what some sense as to what they're working on, what is important to them, and why they want to spare the precious hour with you, if you're lucky an hour. Okay. And then I think lastly, this is arguably in every meeting, every call, one of the key things that I always advocate is you need to always have a call to action. Okay, so tip 1 and 2 is good. It's preparation work. You shadow, you model. The tip 3, at some point, you need to start practicing. And it's not just practice makes perfect. Okay, it's incremental practice. And what do I mean by incremental practice, right? So after a while of sitting into and shadowing some of the best at doing it, right, you start to see that there is a structure. Okay, there's a ice breaking, and then there's an introduction to the company, and then there's a fact finding question part, and then there's a product services, and then there's case studies, right? Different companies have different processes, but one thing is for sure, there is a structure. Start to practice to take over 1, 2, 3 of this process of selling. Okay. If the person you're going with is good with the product features and case studies, well, raise your hand and say, look, I practiced the introduction and the services portion. Maybe I could do that. Okay, so get your feet wet. Okay, dip your toes in, get your feet wet. Practice the introduction, practice the services, the history, the lineage of the company. Maybe slowly later on you can even practice asking the right questions. And as you get better at it, you can even present some of the insights, the case studies, okay? And then you can see where this leads, right? Over time, you'll be able to capture the entire large account selling process in your company. So this is really powerful. So always remember, okay, shadow people who have done it well and done it before in your company, okay? Prepare extensively, make it known and make it look like you are not a waste of time. You're well prepared. Okay, then lastly, prepare and practice in increments. Start off with one portion, second portion, third portion. And before you know it, you are on your way to do large account selling. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way till here. Now, there must have been something you liked about the video for you to, spare us 10-15 minutes of your time. I'm really, really appreciative of it. And you know what they say, if you like it, put a ring on it. So here at Flow Education, we'll be really appreciative and really grateful if you can like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our videos, to our channel. And we look forward to bringing you more cutting-edge videos on how to sell better, on life motivation. And I think by now you probably have subscribed to it already. And I'll see you in the next video.